Hey guys, what's up today? Today we're going to be talking about the ultimate PvP guide. Just some of the things I've learned from PvP, and some of the things I just want to share with you guys as well. First of all, without further ado, let's start with the deck. This is the deck I am running right now. It's not 100% because I'm still like changing it here and there with like a couple fights and stuff, but I finally decided with second school ice just because I found out a lot of people like to use weaknesses and stuff, and that's really where your counter is. It's just the weakness for all schools, but the most counter school that I've seen with Storm is the death, and they love to do infection, and then with the infection they do vampire and gives you minus 60 weaknesses, which is super bad because you have a hard time getting rid of weaknesses. So with that, I've come to pack some of the glacial fortresses, and these are always good as well. What I might recommend is maybe doing like 1 and then 3 glacial fortress, but so far I haven't really had a problem with that yet, but we'll see what happens in the future though. Also, you want some sunblocks and definitely want some infections because that's also one of Storm's counters is just heals. If the person heals too much, then basically all the damage you did is just negated. So you definitely want to bring some infections and then a couple of threefold fevers as well, just in case they're not carrying Glacial Fortress, because that is the counter to a threefold fever. I'd say the main source of your damage is definitely going to be from Triton. That's why I have the damage path on the Triton and not the utility path, because I'm pretty sure the utility path is pretty bad. Let's see. Yeah, it clears. This is basically only good if you're against a life, so like one school, and then it's like pretty good, but the damage path just works for everyone. Like you can see on a couple of my videos in the past where literally just like second round I just do half their HP because I blade, then they do like whatever, and then I just Triton, and then boom, there's half their HP gone. Yeah, definitely recommend the top damage path for Triton at least. Also, it's not like needed, but Catalan is also a very good spell for Storm to have. So if you have the extra crowns and you can get the packs, you should definitely try to get Catalan. I can, let's see. Okay, so here we go. This is the Night Spellman pack. So if you are wondering which pack Catalan is from, you can get it from the Night Spellman. It gives Deer Knight, which is alright if you have like a Storm that wants an AoE or like a Handsome Ferrari. This is no PvP until you get the second version, so I mean you kind of have to go all in. But Catalan, I definitely advise getting. So honestly, just once you have the 35 Spellmans, I would just stop buying the pack unless you just have a lot of money to spend. That's what I did. As we can see, I just have the first path of Catalan and then just called it good. Just because it doesn't really give you much. Like, gives you like 10 more damage for like 75 more spell elements. You're like, is that even worth? But yeah, I'd say Catalan is a for sure. I have a couple others that are like, I actually don't even think I have any others. Yeah, but basically just have Catalan. Queen Calypso is always a good one if you want that. It's also recommended, but it's kind of up to you. Now that we've gone over just the main deck, I'm gonna show you the treasure cards and stuff. So this is the normal treasure card that I usually go with. I'd say you can actually get all of these just from the library from Wizard City or the Bazaar. Um, I'd say you could make some adjustments depending on your play style. I make some small adjustments every single game from like what I've seen, but this is like from what I've seen pretty good. 5 tower shields is usually what I do in every school, just because it gives you a good amount of tower shields without overdoing it. 4 weaknesses, because I've seen the tower shields are a bit more useful than weaknesses, but weaknesses are still good, so you want 4 of them. And then 3 Catalan, just to not overdo it, because you still have a decent amount in your deck. But you still have 3 Catalan just in case you like really need that hit and weakness. And then you have Kraken as well. I usually just have these for like a low damage, really high storm like hit pip as well, just in case I don't have like a Triton, or if I don't even have enough for a Triton, then I can still do like a pretty high damage 4 pip spell. Also, I just do these for the random. If I am against a life, then I'll have a Storm Shark or something. If I'm not, then I'll probably just discard this. Lightning Bats, if you really need that counter to overtimes. I have like 1 or something, and like these as well, so, but it's pretty big deck, so if I really need it, then I can always search for it with my Lightning Bats, or just get it and like keep it and stuff. But that's what I'd advise for treasure cards. Now that we've gone over the deck side of things, let's go over the gear. So for these 2 things, it's going to be straightforward. You got the Malice there and the Malice there. It gives you pretty good pierce, pretty good damage, pretty good resist. For this, I'd advise going these boots. These boots are actually really good because they give the same damage as you would from the boots. You get 1 more resist, which is super nice, 80 more HP, 7 more power pip chance, and the same accuracy. The only thing you're missing out on is basically the 2 pierce, which is like 2 pierce is 2 pierce, and the life damage and the life pierce, which is like, what are you even like gaining from life damage if you're not doing any life spells? So, and it gives you the 3 storm resist, so it's good for versus mirrors as well. Where you can get this item is the Professor's Horde pack. This is actually a fairly easy item to get. All you have to buy, I'd say, is like, it's not like 1 or 2 packs. I'd say it's like a decent amount of packs, but it's not super rare either. I think it's either a rare item, so it's pretty common, I'd say, to like get after a couple packs. The wand is the classic Malice there, it just gives you so much damage, so much pierce. Now for the athame, I'd actually advise getting the reverted dagger. This is actually just my setup, so it depends on like how much damage you have, but I believe it's better than the Gurtok athame just for a couple reasons. Just with my setup, I have too much damage, so I go over on damage. And so what I've seen is I just get rid of that 8 damage, I just replace it with power pip chance and a little bit more HP as well, because some damage is being wasted because there's a cap on 87 storm damage, and I currently have 85. So if you added the 8, then you'd have 93. So that's wasting 6 damage basically, which is really just not great to just waste 6 damage. So instead of just wasting 6 damage, I just decided to give myself way more pip chance and a little bit more HP. You can get this athame by either Bazaar if it's there, or by crafting it from a vendor in Celestia Base Camp. I can link it in the description below and everything, so you guys can like see which vendor sells it and everything. But if you have done some crafting, then that can go to use because you can buy this. It's pretty easy to get, doesn't cost too much reagents, but it is useful if you are overloaded on damage. The amulet, I'd actually advise Red Star Amulet. You could go for this amulet as well. The only reason I go Red Star is for the 140 more HP that it gives. The only difference between them is the items, basically. This gives you Clutch Charm, which is like, it's alright. I mean, does whatever since you already have those. But this gives 2 Storm Blades. Now, you might think, oh, that's really good because I can stack them. But you actually can't stack them. This will count in-game as a normal Storm Blade. So if you feel like you really need some extra Storm Blades because you just don't have enough room for them in your deck, then you could always pack that and you could have 2 Storm Blades right here. But I felt like I was good on that, so I just got the Red Star Amulet and got the 140 HP, which is nice. For this, it's just the classic Gurtok. Gives you a good amount of pip chance, good amount of damage, a good amount of HP as well. The pet The pet is honestly one of the most important parts. This pet, strongly recommend the Storm Sniper for sure, because it gives you just enough accuracy for what you need. Definitely, I mean, Spell Proof, Spell Defy, Storm Dealer, and Armor Piercer. The only thing that could change in this is the Pain Giver, the 6 damage. I'd say what you could replace with this is honestly Mighty. The only reason you'd want to change the Stormbringer is if you had this equipped, and so you basically were overflowing 6. You could get rid of the 6 here, and basically get 2 more resistances, 1 more pierce, and that's basically it. But I just thought it was kind of worth to just get more power pip and more health. So I'd say this is the best pet. What you could decide on for the actual pet is the Storm Elf, which gives 2 Storm Elves, which is super good. This is the only overtime storm spell a storm can get, so this is really good because it catches people off guard, because you have a lot of pips and they're like, oh shoot, we got a shield, so you Storm Elf, they're like, I don't want to get hit, so I got a shield again. So you basically get a free round to do anything you want, and if they shield again, you get another free round. If you shield again, then you basically just honestly just do whatever. But Storm Elf is super good in my opinion. The other pet that you could try to get is what I've seen is the Rain Beetle, is what I believe it's called. Let's see here. Here we go, Rain Beetle. From what I've seen, the Rain Beetle's alright. It's not a bad storm pet. It gives 3 of these Storm Beetles, but the only bad thing about it is it costs 1 pip. So usually you have power pips, so it usually costs 2 pips, I'm not gonna lie, unless you by off chance have a normal pip just waiting. And it's good because it does damage while giving you blade after, so you can hit if they don't have a shield, but usually they do have a shield, so it's kind of meh. I definitely recommend the Storm Elf over this pet if you have the option, but if you don't, this is always a good pet as well. For the deck, it's kind of simple. I just do this deck. I believe a boss in the Dragon's Fire Academy drops it. I can also link that down below as well, but yeah, it gives you shatter rating, which is always nice, just for a quick change in the school pip and everything. What I've seen some people do is go the Dragonfire deck. The only reason you go that deck is because it gives you Triangle, Jewel, which can give you basically 4 pip rating. So, I mean, that's pretty good, but I just felt like this was a little bit better. Plus, it gave me a bigger deck as well. I kind of just like the bigger deck, so that's why I decided to go for that. With all those gears combined, these are the stats you're gonna get. You're gonna have the 85 damage, which the life, and literally nothing else matters besides the 85 storm damage. You're gonna have the 28 resist with 31 to storm, just in case you're in a mirror matchup. And you're gonna have the 31 accuracy. The only reason 31 accuracy is kinda meh is because every lore spell you have is 65% accuracy. Like this, for example, 65% accuracy. So you do have a 4% chance to fizzle the lore master spells, but you have 100% accuracy to hit everything else, because everything's 70 besides the lore master spells, which are 65. The armor piercing is really good. It's 13, so you can actually do some pretty good hits with just 13 piercing. And the power pip chance is super nice. You have 85% power pip chance with this, because the reverted dagger gives you so much compared to like basically anything else. And the arch mastery is also good. It gives you 56, so a little leeway into like swapping which thing you want. From what I've seen from doing Storm PvP, the best matchup is Fire, just because their weakness is weaknesses. So basically all you have to do is pack some weaknesses. The Catalans are super nice because they have minus 35 weakness, plus a lot of damage as well. And you basically just have these as well. Just from the Catalans themselves, I'd say Fire's a pretty decent school to go against. Plus you have overtime counters as well, just in case they try to do like a Storm Elf or something. You can try to cheese that by clearing it and just getting 2 blades out of it for 3 pips, which is awesome. I'd say one of the worst schools that counter Storm is Death. Because what their game plan is, they went to Threefold Fever into Vampire just to get tons of weaknesses on you. So that's why this is super important. Another thing is the counter to blades, and that's where Storm really excels as well, as you can blade to do a really powerful hit, but once you do, they're gonna banshee it, and then you're gonna be left worse than you were before. So I'd say most of my struggles have been from death, but it is still pretty playable as long as you have some glacial fortresses in your deck, just for the weaknesses. But yeah, I'd say that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you have a question about just the guide, be free to leave a comment and like as well. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.